And that started a long session of confabulations and discussions lasting for a month and a half, day after day, night after night, in order to work out what Netaji called a foolproof escape plan. Finally, on the night of the 16th, 17th January 1941, Netaji and we tiptoed out of that room, down the rear staircase. Then drove out this driveway, took a turn to the right and to the south to mislead any possible watchers, but eventually took the Grand Trunk Road and drove the whole night to reach Dhanbad early in the morning.
কাজ চলছে। ব্যাপারটা ঘটেছিল শীতের এক দুপুরে। আমার ডাক পড়ল। কাছে বসতে বলে জিজ্ঞাসা করলেন, আমার একটা কাজ আছে, করতে পারবে? What could I say? What work? Post a letter? Draft a telegram? Or take care of a guest? No, a secret task to be his companion on a secret journey no one must know. I remembered father saying a couple of years ago, the boy has fallen under Subha's spell. Were his words coming true? That was the commencement of work. The work goes on. It will go on. সেই তো কাজের শুরু, কাজ চলছে, কাজ চলবে। So that is the Kaj we are carrying on still. That's it. Almost on the first night after our marriage at Woodburn Park, I asked, what is Netaji Bhavan? What happens there? And my husband told me very simply, it is my temple.
Netaji was always a great popular hero in India. Not just in India, but the whole of South Asia and Asia. And I could see that whether he got the official recognition that was due to him or not, the people had accepted him as, the greatest leader of the Indian independence movement, side by side with Mahatma Gandhi. And so my father was always very clear that the focus had to be on Netaji's life and work, because he felt that future generations of Indians would have a lot to learn from what he described as Netaji's book of life. More than 60 years after Netaji passed from the scene, the number of visitors to the Netaji Museum goes on increasing. Of course, at one level, the Netaji Research Bureau has organized an archive and a museum on a very scientific basis. On the other hand, we also recognize that for millions of people in this country, Netaji Bhavan is also a place of pilgrimage.
My father-in-law, Sharat Chandra Bose, came out of prison, declared that I dedicate this house to the nation. And that name Netaji Bhavan came from that time. You see, we Bengalis particularly have a tendency for self-pity. My husband, he said, look, when India became free, Subhash Chandra Bose was not present. And you have to pay a price for not being present at that point of time. Other people went to power. They had their own agenda. We also had our agenda of carrying on with the country's work, a newly independent country. So let us take it that nobody will help you, but let us help ourselves. We must carry on this work, otherwise there will be nothing.
My most vivid memories are of the Netaji birthday celebrations on 23rd January. We used to come, on the morning of Netaji's birthday. My father would organize seminars, lectures, but also musical performances. For example, I can remember Dilip Kumar Roy, Netaji's friend, singing in the pandal just behind Netaji Bhavan. Songs like Dhao Dhao Samaro Khetre or Bongo Amar Janani Amar. And I could feel the enthusiasm of the audience.
सबसे ऊंचा है दुनिया में झंडा हमारा नेताजी जिंदाबाद आजाद करेंगे चलो चलो भाई पहली चलो झंडा लहराते चलो चलो भाई पहली चलो झंडा लहराते चलो दुश्मन को भारत से मार भगा दो दुश्मन को
Anyone who has done research on Subhash Chandra Bose knows that the most difficult part of it is geography, because geographically it is all over the world. So collection of material was a terrible task in a way, but we got so much, A nucleus of collection was already there. My mother-in-law, the wife of late Sharat Chandra Bose, Vibhavati Bose, had kept, say, some of his clothings, some of his old letters and things. Later on, many people gave us their own letters, photographs they had. A pen he had used was with somebody gave that. For example, in 1957, Dr. Bose declared to the world, there was a press statement that Netaji Research Bureau has come into being. He said that we are beginning it with two important collections to our archives. One set given by Bashanti Devi. She gave this statue. She also gave us a set of letters that Subhash Chandra has written to her. And the other thing that Dr. Bose declared was a new acquisition was the car which you see downstairs, the car in which Dr. Bose had driven his uncle to Gomo. The first visitor to the museum was the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Usually when the VIP visits take place, the security people were all the time edging him on to finish off quickly. But Prime Minister Nehru stood in front of one document, went on reading it. For 15-20 minutes he was stuck there. It was thought that it would be 45 minutes for the whole house. I think he spent 45 minutes in each room because he was seeing the history of his own life as well. Dr. Shishir Bose and I made two very important trips abroad to collect materials on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And in the process we also met many of the people who were his comrades during his struggle for freedom outside India. We did have a lot of documents, film materials, which we brought for the Netaji Research Bureau. And we also met there some of Netaji's close associates.
And then my father decided in the late 1970s that even though he had been bringing out books, the works of Netaji from 1961 onwards, the time had come to publish Netaji's collected works very systematically. At that stage he had thought about 10 volumes, but in the end we were not able to collect everything in 10 volumes. We have by now published 12 volumes of Netaji's collected works.
Anybody doing something on Netaji, he would go out of his way to help. Be it a book somebody is writing, be it a film, be it anything.
All of Netaji's letters are preserved in original in the archives and in digitized format as scanned images. But if they want to read Netaji's own handwriting, we can give them printouts from the digital images that we have.
Dr. Shishir Bose always used to say that although this is an institute of history, we must not be prisoners of history. We must relate to the present and to the future.
On 30th September 2000, Dr. Shishir Kumar Bose, the founder of the Netaji Research Bureau, passed away at his home, leaving us all bereft. Even on the morning of 30th September 2000, he was working away in the chairman's office here at the Netaji Research Bureau, next to Netaji's bedroom, making sure that future generations continued to learn from Netaji's Book of Life. আমাদের এই জীবন পরিপূর্ণতার এক ছবি। উত্তরাধিকার রক্ষার দায় ছিল বড়ই কঠিন, কিন্তু শেষ রক্ষা তো হলো, সে এক কাহিনী। 50 বছর ধরে চলেছে এক যাত্রা, হাতে হাতে ধরে ইতিহাস প্রতিষ্ঠায়, রাষ্ট্রবিজ্ঞান প্রচারে এবং সর্বোপরি দেশসেবার বাণী সযত্নে রক্ষায়, ভালোবাসায়, নিষ্ঠায়, সেবায় সমৃদ্ধ আমাদের এই জীবন।
I would like to see is that this institute should remain. I would like it to be autonomous as we are now, because as a member of parliament I have seen many institutions which get a lot of help from the government. They have to change their color sometimes when the governments change, and we wouldn't like that to happen.
This is Subha Bose speaking to Indians in East Asia. My countrymen in East Asia, while I am in Tokyo, I desire to address a few words to you, and I have no doubt that you will give them due consideration. Our countrymen and our sisters and brothers at home have been doing their best in the circumstances in which they are placed. I am confident that with the help of my countrymen in East Asia, I shall be able to organize such a gigantic force as will be able to sweep away the British power from India in conjunction with those who have already been fighting at home. The hour has struck, and every patriotic Indian must advance towards the field of battle. Only when the blood of freedom-loving Indians begins to flow will India attain her freedom. Inqilab Zindabad. Azad Hind Zindabad.